Good morning to one and all. I am Sudha, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of Computer Science from St. Joseph's College of Arts and Science, Kadalur. My subject, Python Programming. My topic, File Handling. Now we discuss about the file handling. File supports file handling and allow user to handle the files, that is, read and write files along with many other files handling options to create a file. The concept file handling has stretched over various other languages, but the implementation is either complicated or lengthy. But like the other concept of Python, this concept here is also easy and short. Python treats the files their files, and it is important to use the code, line of code, sequence of characters from a text. Each line of a file is terminated with a special characters or end of line characters like comma or new line characters. It ends the current line and tells the interpreter a new one has begun, and informs the interpreter that the new line has been begun. File operations take place in following order: creating a file, reading or writing into a file, updating a file, deleting a file. Handling in Python is confined to text, file, and binary files. Advantages of file handling: flexibility. File handling in Python is highly flexible as it is allow you to work with different file types, that is, binary files, text files, CSV files, etc. to perform the different operations on the file. Example, read, write, append, etc. And Python is to provide a user-friendly interface for file handling, make it easy to create, read, and manipulate the files. They are having different platforms. Python file handling functions work across different platforms: Windows, Mac, Linux, allowing integration and complex. Here are the disadvantages of file handling. Security risk. File handling in Python can also security risk, especially if the program accepts user input that can be used to access or modify sensitive files on the system. Disadvantage: using the complexity process. File handling in Python can be complex, especially when working with a more advanced file format or operations. Carefully attention must be paid to the code to ensure that files are handled properly and securely. Disadvantage: in performance, file handling operations in Python can be slower than other programming language, especially when dealing with large files or performing complex operations. Modes of text format. Text file formats: read mode, we using a or W mode, we using a W, append mode, A, read and write mode or read and write mode, write and read mode, W, append, read and mode, A. Opening and closing a file. Open a file object, open file name, access mode, buffering. File name argument is a string value that contains the name of the file that you want to access. Access mode. The access mode determines the mode in which the file has to be opened, that is, read, write, append, etc. A complete list of the possible values is given by the table. This is optional parameter, and use the default file access mode is read, that is OR. Buffering. If the buffering values is set to 0, no buffering take place. If the buffer value is 1, if the buffer is performed while accessing a file, if you specify the buffering values as an integer greater than 1, then buffering action is performed with the indicated buffering size. If the negative, the buffer size in the system default behavior. Syntax for closing a file object dot close. Reading a file's name. Opening a file name, open gives a file for reading and returning as a file object. Name.read, file entire content as a string. File using a name.read line, next line from the file as a string. Name.read lines, file contains as a list of lines. The lines from the file object can be read using a for loop. Example, f equal to open hours.txt we using a file name f.read. After the output will be given below. Operations of a binary file. We are using more files, video files, audio files, PDFs, images, or all the binary files. All the operations working in the similar way as the modes in a binary file. Read binary RB, write binary WB, append A binary. Read and write R binary, write and read W binary, append and read A binary. We using a binary operations. File input template. A template for reading a files in Python. Name equal to open. We using a parameters file name. For line in a name statement input, we using a file.text. For the line in the input, print line.strip. After strip, we using remove next line, new line. The data will be removed and new line will be generated. Writing a function input state that accepting a file name as a parameter and report the longest line in a file. Example, input file name.text. File name.text. After we needed the text, we type it and count the characters in the file. What are the text or largest line we using? Totally how many text in the para, the output will be shown. Expected output will be shown in the screen. After define the input states, file name, input file open, longest, how many characters are in the double quotes we using. For line in the input, we find out the length, longest length line, print the longest line and length. After the output will be shown. Recalling the string method, we using a Java and Python means we differentiate the recalling string methods. Length, string. Starts with, ends with. Starts with, ends with in Python same. 2 lowercase, 2 uppercase. In Python we using same upper, lower. Is upper, is lower. Capitalization, swap case. We using these following methods. Index of we using in Java. In Python we using find. Trim method we using in Java. Strip method using in Python. String splitting. How to split a string? Break the string into the token that you can using a loop over. Name.split. Name.split delimiter. Break by white space. Break by delimiter. Join perform the opposite of a split. Delimiter join the list of tokens. We using a name. For the word in the name, we split the text, print the word. First word in double quotes, we using a brave, sir, Robin. In the for loop statement, we using name.split. After the name will be splitted, the output will be given. Splitting into a variables. If you know the number of tokens, you can split them directly into the sequence of variable. Example, variable 1, 2, 3, a number of variable, string.split. May want to convert type of tokens, type value. We type the value and using the variables and we got the output. In this program, we using a input equal to open hours.text. For line in input after ID, name, month, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we declared line.split. After that, we using this employee hours equal to floating. In floating, we using a Monday, float we using a Tuesday. All the weekdays we used in this float method. Hours. Print a name, ID. After worked hours by 5 day. Then we got the output. File open for write. Delete previous content. File opens file for append. New data goes after previous data.